Okay, maybe that's a little bit better. Um, you should be able to hear me now. I'll move a little bit closer to the mic. Okay. First of all, this is what I'm currently listening to. Best of Marilyn Manson, or Manson as he likes to be called now. Um, okay. Hey everybody. Um, this is another attempt at from the Pacific Kevin's 2000 thread. I did this at least once, and I lost the video when I did it. And I waited to do it because it was rather labor intensive to pull out all these albums. Because I got albums all over the place to do this thread. Um, so I did make a couple minor adjustments. Um, Replaced some, added some others, and modified it a little bit. But I'll get right to it. Um, for 2000, Disturbed, The Sickness. Um, this album for me represents the transition period between pop music that I was listening to at the beginning of the year and the beginning of the decade and the millennium with Britney Spears and Christina Aguilera to transitioning into heavy metal. This was one of the albums. Um, and there's a lot of early representations of this musical change as I move forward in this. Um, and the whole album, this is great. Voices, The Game, Superfly, um, Down with the Sickness, Meaning of Life, um, Drop in Place. The whole album is just, I love it. The anger, even though it's more rapish and more new metal, which I do not like, the anger in the vocals especially is amazing. 2001, System of a Down, Toxicity. Again, another top to bottom, absolute brilliant album. I've got almost everything these guys have put out. They need to get back together. They really do. Again, solid release, top to bottom. Um, okay, we're moving on to 2002 now, I think. And this is the one where I made the first change. Um, I did keep the first album that I initially had only one album selected, and then I added another one going through my stuff a second time. Okay, the first one, Black Sabbath, Past Lives. I was getting into Sabbath, listening to a lot of old school stuff around this time, getting into Ozzy and Sabbath in the 70s and 80s, getting into Metallica, and the real Metallica, not the 90s and later crap. I mean, the real stuff, as in Kill 'Em All and, and that stuff. Um, if you like the Metallica's later stuff, I will not apologize for that. I do not like that. Generally, hate that stuff. You can disagree with me. We can still be friends, but I'm holding on to that. Okay, and then the addition that I added, um, and it may make some people upset. I don't care because this album changed and saved my life as a teenager. It's Eminem's The Eminem Show. Um, at this period in my life, as a beginning teenager, I was continuing to have a lot of problems at home. And after being thrown out of my mother's house, and my dad drives up from Southern California to come pick me up, and that was what was supposed to be a trial run of me living with him. I knew once I set foot out of her house, I was never going back um, to live. I've only been back to visit maybe 2 or 3 times, and this is from 2002. But anyway, um, yeah, my dad had this album in the car when we were driving down, and when Clean Out My Closet came on, it's Eminem in that song says everything and said everything that I felt at that moment and for several years afterwards. Everything that I felt towards my mother and towards that whole situation was in this song. And I thank him for that, for writing that song, because it helped me get through so much as a young teenager, and continuing to this day. I still play his greatest hits often enough. Haven't put this on yet. This is actually a promo copy. Yeah. Anyway. Okay, where are we on? 2003. Thump, 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 thump. Yes. Okay. The big one for that year, Staind, 14 Shades of Grey. I actually heard the lead single off this album advertising a WWE pay-per-view, and I liked it so much I had to go pick up the album. Cool Ranch Dressing, you may know more about it. I forget what this was. This was 2003. I forget the pay-per-view. I think it was maybe SummerSlam or Survivor Series or something like that. But anyway, the other big one, Essential, Ozzy Osbourne. Again, I was listening to old school stuff. This didn't leave my CD player or portable CD player. Yes, I was still using those in 2003. I didn't get my first iPod until 2007. I bought it myself as a graduation present. And up until that point, I'm still using CDs. Okay, on to 2004 now. And coincidentally, this came out in 2004. Didn't make the cut, but definitely could have, because it's awesome. But the one I chose, shit, where did it go? There it is. Desensitized by Drowning Pool. Bitchin' cover art, don't you think? They need to make this into vinyl. They gotta give this a vinyl release. They gotta. I mean, with this cover, are you fucking kidding me? Yeah. Apologies for being a sexist pig. I know. Okay, what are we at? 2005. I have my list here. What did I choose for that? Oh, yes. How foolish of me. A lot of choices. Disturbed's 10,000 Fists could have made the cut as well, as opposed to secondary. I chose Mafia by Black Label Society, BLS, principally for the song In This River, tribute, a late posthumous tribute to Dimebag. We're at 2006 now. That's another one. I had two for this year, 2006, and still good. It was Matter of Life and Death, Iron Maiden. But this one here that I've got in my hands was the album of the year for me. Christ Illusion by Slayer. I played this 3 or 4 times a day for like 4 months straight. This thing did not leave my CD player. I played it before school, during school, after school. You know, it did not leave. It's still one of my all-time favorites. Still to this day. Obviously, this is the original pressing released through Warner Brothers. Rick Rubin switched distributors, and that's where the new one came. I do have the new one as well, on vinyl and both on CD, as a matter of fact. And then I got the vinyl compact version also. I like this album. Can't you tell? But again, Matter of Life and Death, great album too. Okay, I went a little crazy for 2007, probably because that's graduation year from high school. Ozzy Osbourne, Black Rain. This is the version that had the promo codes for the 2 tickets. The disc I don't have anymore because somebody borrowed it without my permission and then they lost it. I still haven't been able to replace it, but I did manage to put it on my iTunes, so it's on my iPod. I will replace this at some point. Other albums that I had on the list, but I don't have in my collection yet, were Fire Up the Blades by 3 Inches of Blood. Great metal from north of the border, up in Canada. And I had it here. Shoot. Yeah, Light from Above by Black Tide. Great stuff that year. I'm not sure if they've released another album or not, but this was definitely great. Okay, 2008 now. Dumpty Dumpty Dump. Where is it? Ah, yes. And it is Indestructible, Disturbed. Disturbed used to be one of my favorite bands since they're dissing on, this is gave, I think it's a 2 or 3 LP, I forget, something like that. Or, yeah, I believe it, yeah. Or no, it's a double LP with three sets of music and an etching. Yeah, audiophile sound quality. They got into a bit of a beef with Slayer and Motorhead, and after that I didn't like them as much. And I wouldn't have picked up their last album, whatever it is, not the B-sides, but the last one, I forget the title of it. Asylum. It's staring at me right in the face. But I got a copy a sealed copy on LP from Mr. Hall of Fame, and I couldn't pass that up. Okay, what are we at? We're at 2009? Okay. Still, and one of my choices, Megadeth Endgame. No, I do not have it on vinyl just yet. One of my favorite, probably the best album from them this decade. It's amazing. I haven't heard anything off of, what is it, 13, the new one. I did see a performance from Jimmy Kimmel, I think it was, a couple weeks ago, where they performed the lead single, or the single, and not really impressed with it. Maybe it was the performance. I mean, they were wearing costumes for Halloween, and maybe that affected the performance. I wasn't particularly enthralled hearing that, and I'm probably going to skip it in favor of a vinyl copy of this. And then finishing up the decade, World Painted Blood, Slayer. Yeah, awesome, top to bottom. But the production sucks ass. It's not as bad as Death Pathetic by Metallica. That's probably one of the worst produced albums of the year. But anyway, yeah, great stuff here. But definitely not for, faint of heart. But anybody that knows Slayer would know this. Okay, so that's my response to Kevin. Thank you for doing this 2000s thread. I'm all done. Well, I got a minute. Take one more minute time to say, to give a message to everyone. I'm going to be taking a break from Cult Leader 1 Million and working on a new channel that I'm starting up. So I'll be doing that probably for at least a week or two, and then I'll be back doing this. I'll still be watching everybody's videos. I just won't be posting anything on this channel because I'll be posting on that. And if anybody would care, I'll give you the information for that other channel, but I doubt it because I'm taking this I'm taking this in a completely different direction. Still music related though, and I will be signing off from now on in a different way. And it will start this way. Thanks everybody for watching, and God bless.